Hi YouTube, this is your girl Ada coming back to you one more time. You know, I'm not coming to you live, I video record. And I just want you to like, subscribe, and share my views and my thought. As I said, my YouTube channel is Queen of the Road, and as you see, we're in a car. Because I'm talking to you guys, we're in a car, having a conversation. So I was driving and coming to work tonight, and I like to talk to God when I'm driving because he's my best friend, and I like to commune to him. And a lot of people say, oh, God can be your best friend. Well, let me tell you, he's my best friend. Jesus Christ of Nazareth is my best friend, and I love him dearly. And I was there driving, and this guy just cut off in front of me. All right, I'm like, okay, God, okay. This other one was speeding up, zoom. Both of us reached the stoplight. Boom, the stoplight. He had to stop. I'm saying to myself, I'm like, look at this. I'm driving in my, they say 45 miles per hour. I'm there driving my 45 because we're on, a main street. And, people just random walk out where I live on the road. And, you don't want accident. And I'm like, God, we're living in a fast-paced world. People like things to be done fast and quick, a quick fix. And I'm there and I'm like, God, we're such a microwave society. It have to be quick. God, I need this and I need this now. And God, I want this. And God is like, oh no, I don't work like that. You can't force my hand to do nothing. Just like with the children of Israel, when they were coming out of Egypt, they were expecting a quick fix. Something that would probably took a 6-day or a 4-day journey took them 40 years to enter into the promised land. Why? God had to mold them. He had to shape them. And he had to bring out the person that he wants them to be. The ones who leave Egypt, they were not the one that enter into the promised land because they had no faith in God. 2, they went to their own thing. They wanted to do their own thing. And in the process, and sometimes we die before we can get our breakthrough, our deliverance. Do not die before your time. If God have a plan and a purpose for you, wait on God because it will come to pass. Trust God because he will deliver. I'm here to tell someone today that God is a mighty God and he sees and he cares and he's satisfied. As I was driving, I'm like, God, look at this. People is so, hasty and want to get by so fast. And it just came to me about Adam and Eve that, God could have allowed Adam to be awake when he take that ribs from him. And said, bam, I make woman. Oh, I make woman from another mole. But it's the process. Adam fall asleep. He took the ribs and he formed a woman. God is just showing us that it's a process. God could take the children of Israel from off one shore and place them on the other shore. But it's a process. They had to go through the Red Sea to get to the other side. What I'm trying to tell someone tonight or today, it is a process. Everything we go through in our lives have to be a process. It have to take its time so it can mold us. Doesn't matter if we're financially embarrassed. Doesn't matter if we're mentally embarrassed. Doesn't matter if, we're going through some emotional stuff. It is a process. And let me tell you something. I'm not ashamed. I've been financially embarrassed. I've been physically embarrassed. I go through emotional stuff. But one thing I learned to do, I learned to depend on Jesus. I love the song that said rescue story. You are my rescue story, because every time I think about that song, I think on it, I meditate on it. I'm like, God, you are my rescue story. You were louder than my shame. You pulled me from my grave. God, you deliver me when I felt like I wanted to commit suicide, when I felt like my back is against the wall, when I feel like I couldn't turn left or right, when I didn't know what to do mentally. He was my rescue story. He is my rescue story. He is my testimony. And I have a right to boast and exalt him and talk about him because he has delivered me mentally, financially, physically. I had so many issues in my life. When I tell you that, I felt so like the rejected one, and I felt like, you know, I felt so hopeless, and I felt like nothing was working out for me. Nothing was good for me. Nothing I could achieve. And when I look what the Lord has done, I have to give him thanks. I have to tell him that he has done an amazing job in my life, and he's still doing an amazing job. And I just want someone to know that hang on to your purpose and hang on to the promises that God has promised you, because he will deliver. I can put my neck on the block that God will deliver. It seems like it's not coming to perfection as how you want it, but God will deliver. I can tell somebody about the goodness of God in my life, about the goodness of God in my children's life, and I know he is a deliverance God. He's in the deliverance business. He's a delivering God. He's a promise keeper. He's a way maker. He is a provider. He's a problem solver. He's a doctor. He's a lawyer. He's a teacher. I can tell you that when you're going through, he will be there for you. I can attest to that. I can testify to that, because I felt like, oh my God, why me? And like God is saying, Ado, why not you? For my will to be done in your life. And I just want to tell you that hang on to your dreams. There's a song that said, children, hold on to your dreams. Believe in love, and love will shine on you one day. God is love, and he will shine. I believe everybody will get their 15 minutes of breakthrough and deliverance. I believe when you feel like you're the rejected one, and people may say sarcastic stuff or make you feel like, you're not pretty enough, or make you feel like you're not educated enough, or make you feel like, you're not qualified enough. But God doesn't call the qualified. He called you, then he qualified you. Because the word qualification is not God qualification. If you notice, the people that God choose to work with is the people that society would not choose or would not chose. When you see who God has chosen, he chose someone who couldn't speak properly, Moses. He got stuttering lips. He chose an idol worshiper, which was Abram, that builds false god. He chose, somebody that was fearful, Gideon. He said, Gideon, you're a mighty man of valor. He chose a prostitute. He chose harlots. He chose a little sheep boy that nobody would look at because he might be small in status. Those are the people God chose. So when you think society writes you off, know that God has not written you off. And know that God is there for you. And know that God will make a way. Because God's qualification is not man's qualifications. God said man look on the outward, but God look on our heart. And it's the relationship that you have with God will last. It's the connection that you have with God will last. When you plug into that grid, that's what will last at the end times. That's what God wants for us. God wants a people that will stand up for righteousness, that will not be ashamed. That would not be ashamed of his name and will declare him wherever they go. That's what God is looking for. And let me tell you something, my YouTube friends and family. Hang on to your dreams. Hang on to your purpose. Hang on to Jesus Christ of Nazareth, because he is coming back soon. And he's looking for a people that is called by his name. A people of purpose and substance. We don't have to have the world purpose, but when you're in God, you have a purpose. We don't have to be qualified by the world. When you're in God, you're qualified. The world could look at us as a poor person. When you're in God, you're rich. You could be sick in the world. When you're in God, you're healed. You could be crazy in the world. When you're in God, you are delivered. Let me tell you something. Find a place in God and stay under his wings. David said, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Abide under his wings, and you will see what God is going to do for you. You will see what God is going to do for you. I'm sorry. But I just want to tell somebody that God keeps and he cares and he's satisfied. Hang on to God. You know, I love you. I'm praying for you. I always end this. Please pray for me. I need as much prayer, and I will pray for you. Have a blessed day in the Lord. Love you, YouTube. Many blessings, my friends and family.